Tina Galash for GMV Productions in Australia, talking to Chris Cormier. Chris, last time I saw you, you were in the Grand Prix in Australia. What have you done to change things for yourself for the Olympia, hopefully to get first place?
Well, I brought my body weight up a little bit more in the off season, more than ever before, and at a high body weight of 290 pounds, but I still had nice shape and abs and cross striations in my quads at that weight. I've took off 20 pounds for this show from there, so right now I'm sitting at around 270.
Okay, what did you compete at in Australia?
265.
Oh, okay, so you're roughly the same weight then, yeah. So because you really were in great shape in that contest.
Yeah, but I hope to be in better shape this time because my hamstrings and my glute area, lower back, all that stuff is a lot tighter than I was in Australia. So I'm looking forward to placing really well. If not first, then definitely no lower than second.
Yeah. Well, at least you're on your own home ground here. It's very hard to travel that distance.
Oh, but I had a great time in Australia. I'm looking forward to going back, and so hello to all the Australians, and I'm looking forward to coming back and winning that show again next year.
Okay, we'll look forward to seeing you. Thanks very much. James, what have you done to yourself? You look absolutely fantastic.
Thank you so much. First of all, I mean, it's like, this is the Olympia, most prestigious show in the world, so you always try to do something to let everybody know that you changed. I definitely did my homework this time. After not placing in the top 10 last year, I had to go back to the Arnold just to make sure I keep my name up there. I had a real good showing earlier this year, so I was really motivated coming into the Olympia. So first thing I thought I would change something, maybe just go back to my old look, the look that I had in '98 with the hair, and the training went really well. I would say I'm about 12 pounds heavier than I was last year at the Olympia.
Really?
I mean, absolutely, this is my all-time best condition ever.
I can see that, and I've seen a lot of you.
So I'm real focused, and I can't wait till Saturday so I can display what I worked for so hard.
Well, all of us in Australia are rooting for you, Dennis, so best of luck.
I get a lot of emails from Australia. All my Australian fans and all the people that kept emailing me, thanks a lot. I really appreciate the support. Without you, I wouldn't be here. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Dennis. Thanks.
King Kamali, that was a great, fun press conference.
Yes, it was.
What do you think about it?
I think it was interesting. I think everybody had their own personal point of view, and they got it across. And I'm just so excited, and I'm just ecstatic to be here. And I'll tell you what, if you thought I was in condition at the Arnold, you're in for a rude awakening. I beat that by a mile, and I put 7 pounds of muscle on, so I'm excited.
That's very good. And it seems that the banter between you and Craig Titus, is it more than banter?
I have nothing to say about Craig. He's just enigma.
An enigma.
He's an enigma.
Because Ronnie and Chris Cormier, they did a great article for Flex magazine this month, and that seemed to be friendly underneath.
I don't want to have anything to do with Titus ever, my entire life.
That's very, very interesting.
Yeah, he can do his own thing, I'll do my own thing. That's about it.
Tell us, how did you qualify for the Olympia this year?
3rd place Ironman, 4th place Arnold Classic.
Great. Well, it's good to see you here.
Absolutely.
And we're looking forward to working with you on Sunday.
Absolutely.
And good luck on Saturday night.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Kevin Levrone, that was an amazing press conference, and we're all very glad that you spoke your mind along with other people. How do you feel that it might have changed things?
Well, I mean, you never know how something's going to change until after it's done. I think and I feel in my heart that, we said what was on our minds and we said the right thing. And like everyone, I mean, it's the way that it is, when you speak your mind and you tell the truth, then things have to change. People will respect you for that. They'll think about what you said, as long as it's not drawn out and derogatory, and it makes sense and you're speaking about how you feel on the subject, then it's okay.
Very good. And how are you feeling in relation to Saturday night? How do you rate the competition this year?
Well, I mean, as far as competing for me, it's nothing new. I'm looking forward to going out, putting on a good show for the fans.
Well, you're always very popular, and I'm sure that you will be on Saturday night.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for talking to us. We're looking forward to it, and all the very best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kevin. JD, what did you make of that press conference?
It was certainly entertaining, wasn't it?
It certainly was.
Yeah.
Yes.
I found it entertaining. I think there was some valid points raised. Also, I think there's a little bit of tension, sort of adds a little bit of, I don't know, a little bit of spark to the whole event. Yeah, definitely.
Sure. Now, how did you qualify for the Olympia this year?
In Melbourne,
Right.
over in March, yeah.
Right. And where did you place on that? Forgive me, I'm ignorant.
Fourth.
Fourth.
Yeah.
Right. That's great. And how do you rate the competition for Saturday this year?
Obviously, it's the best athletes in the world. It's obviously I'm glad I qualified, but by the same token, it doesn't mean to say that I'm overawed by anybody here. I know it's within my potential to place very, very high.
Yes.
If I've done my homework and the judges like my physique.
Well, you've always had a very good reputation in Britain, and hopefully now the Americans will see what you're made of, and you'll be just as popular here.
Yeah, well, it seems that there seems to be now some sort of a spillover effect. My name is getting more recognition over in the States and in the rest of the world, and I feel that sort of my physique is starting to be sort of recognised more. So it's for me now, while sort of events are rolling, the momentum is rolling to make the most of it, try and improve my physique, and basically try and get higher placings.
Great. How many years has it taken you to get this far?
Showing my age now. Altogether, I think I've been training about 18 years.
Right. But you come from a family background. Your father's a lawyer, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a barrister actually.
Right. In London.
Yes, he was initially in London, but he's got a practice back in Nigeria now as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And has he always supported your bodybuilding career?
Not initially. Obviously, he was sort of supported me doing sport, but as a career, he didn't support it initially. He wanted me to sort of try and have some sort of more substantial as a career, which is understandable. But since the events have changed, I've moved forward. My family and have been giving me quite a lot of support. Yeah.
Well, that's great to hear, because it's a difficult career at the best of times.
Yeah, it is. It's sort of it's very much sort of it fluctuates quite a lot. I find the way I keep saying is I've been privileged in the fact that I have not had to rely exclusively on bodybuilding as a living, and that gives me the sort of opportunity to stand away from it at times.
Right.
And I think that has helped me in sort of in the longevity of time that I've been in the sport, and the fact that I've been steadily improving.
Yeah. Well, it's great to see you here, and we're greatly looking forward to Saturday night, and all the very best of luck for it.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Thanks for talking to us.
See you later.
Cheers. Anthony, it's great to see you here. This is your first Olympia? No,
Yes, my first one.
Because you were at the Arnold Classic, weren't you?
Yes.
Is that how you qualified for the Olympia?
No, actually, I qualified at the Ironman. I placed second behind Chris Cormier. I gave him a nice run for his money. And then I went to the San Francisco and qualified again, taking third at the San Francisco. After those shows, it kind of it got away from me. It's hard to stay in shape for 5 shows.
Right.
I did every one of them. So, it was very difficult. But that was the one I qualified for. So after that, kind of, slacked a bit. Just a bit.
But here you are back in top condition, and we're greatly looking forward to Saturday night. Have you received any help this year?
Actually, the only help that I got was actually from my family and God and a couple of friends of mine, just that are with me, that are close friends from school and stuff like that. I did most of it on my own. The contract that I was with expired, so I'm freelance, so I had to do everything on my own. It was like meal to meal. It's very difficult, and people don't understand how hard it is for a competitor on this level to compete. I mean, you spend $3,000-$4,000 on just food alone, not counting membership to the gym, your tanning and all this stuff, other stuff together, and it's very, very difficult for people to do. Yeah.
People remember you not only for your physique, but for your posing routines. Are we going to have a different one this year?
Actually, it's going to be electrified this time. I spiced it up a little bit, and it's more lip syncing involved, and it's going to be a good one.
Well, I'm sure it will.
I'll leave like this. What was that? Yeah.
Well, thanks very much for talking to us, and all the very best of luck for Saturday night.
Very much. I'll be there, ready to rumble.
Thanks. Sean, that was a great press conference, and everybody respects you, I'm sure, for speaking your mind.
Thank you. I was listening to some of the questions. I've been at these press conferences, like I said, 13 years. And I thought, this is the only opportunity that not only the fans but the media have to find out what we are really passionate about. And it's also the only forum where we can maybe make some changes Maybe not this year, but maybe next year. And so I decided to go ahead and address some of those issues. Got in a verbal war with one of the female judges who was taking what I was saying personal, when in fact all I was trying to do was point out some alternatives to make it more palatable for the judges, so that they're not, for the athletes, so they're not so bitter, and always pointing at the judges, some accountability, which is what our sport's been craving from an athletic standpoint of view. And there was just some verbiage going back and forth about, why do you need accountability, Sean? Why do you want to see the score sheet, Sean? You can talk to the judges. Well, in this business, it's a business of praise and criticism. They tell you look great to your face, and they tell you how fat you were behind the curtain. They tell you we had you in first, and we wind up in fourth place. So there's a lot of that going on. I wanted some accountability. I wanted to get it on record. And that's the personal confrontations that I wind up dealing with over the years, because there's one or two judges that want to take that and internalize it like I'm criticizing them and their job. It takes a panel of judges to come up with a champion, not one judge. They throw out highs and they throw out lows. So it's a collective decision. I'm not attacking a judge, but the systematic selection of the judging process needs to be changed, as well as the consistent rotation of those opinions. They need to be fresh opinions. You wind up with fresh opinions, you might wind up with fresh champions, and no one would dispute a 210-pound bodybuilder beating Mr. Olympia at 260 pounds if you had different judges every year, because those judges have spoken. But when you have the same opinions, it's going to be very hard for a guy 210 pounds to beat 3-4-time Mr. Olympia at 260 when you have the same opinions keeping him there. So I thought, I'm going to take this opportunity to shed some light on it. I didn't want to get the athletes fighting amongst each other, because what I'm trying to do is bring us together. Sure. But you're always going to have one or two people that take exception to it.
That's right.
Ronnie was way off base in taking exception to what Kevin was trying to say, and what I was trying to say, and what Craig Titus was trying to say. We were all just trying to make a point that, number one, with no athlete representation, things will stay the same. And Ronnie made it crystal clear that he wants things to stay the same. And when you're getting that fat check every year, of course you want it to stay the same. But these aren't gripes that I have personal, because whatever they're going to do, they've already done regarding my physique and my career. Whether I'm second, third, fourth, or fifth, I get off that stage, I have my pizza and my beer, and I go about my business of bodybuilding, and I'm done with it. I have that luxury because of the money that I make in other areas of the field. But if there's been occasion over 4, 5, 6, 10 years where they were off by one placement here or one placement there, that one placement could be $10,000, it could be $50,000 difference. And if you take it over a 10-year period, there's hundreds of thousands of dollars that I may not be entitled to because of my opinion and my beliefs. But I got the respect of every one of these athletes, not just here today, but for the consistency that I display in trying to fight for the betterment of bodybuilding, not the betterment of Sean Ray. And today we saw the disparity of our Mr. Olympia and our first runner-up and the rest of the athletes on stage. There's one guy that's comfortable and there's one guy that's happy. And unfortunately it's that way and has been that way, and he's of the belief that it should stay that way. Well, me, Kevin, Melvin Anthony, and all the other guys are saying, we've had it. It's 2001 and 2002 better be different. So we were all really fired up by the way the press conference went.
Well, you're so articulate that there's a danger that you'll be the only spokesperson for the sport, but we don't think you will. We're very much looking forward to Saturday night. Good luck, and we hope it's not your last Olympia.
Well, even if it is, because I take one show at a time. I'm 36, but I'm not old. Ronnie's older than me at 37. Orville's 38, 39. Kevin's 36. Nash is 36. We're all around the same age. When I fall out of love with what I'm doing, I'll move on. And I certainly would never walk away from something with this much experience to leave these guys to fend for themselves. I think I certainly would be back here. And if it's only one voice they're hearing from me after I get off the stage, that one voice will be speaking for all of them. Because I have that luxury with experience and also the articulation and being there to get the point across, because I've been on that stage. And that was the only sad part about the press conference, was that the one judge showed her ignorance by not understanding that we are the ones that are dieting and doing the training and the sacrificing. We need accountability. We want accountability. It's mandatory. So hopefully through this press conference and this competition, regardless of where I place or Kevin places or who wins, this is monumental in terms of taking a one step forward.
Great. Thank you, Sean, very, very much for talking to us. Great. Good luck for Saturday night.